Hello, and welcome back to what unintentionally became Suntup Week. Here is my second Suntup unboxing. I can't speak English today. Of the week. This, my friends, is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. One that I have been looking forward to. One, because it's a great novel, and two, because Blake Crouch deserves some incredible limited editions. And even though the Pines trilogy might be a phenomenal trilogy, he's not really getting a fine press treatment from Gauntlet with the Gauntlet and Borderlands with the Pines trilogy, Wayward Pines. So there we go. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, illustrated by Hilary Clarcq, with an introduction by Andy Weir of The Martian fame. Hey, I guess I got purple. I was going to say this is randomly distributed in 3 colors. So you get blue, green, or purple. It's a novel about variations in alternate realities. And so, with that being said, we're going to look at mine. Look at that. Very nice. Evenly distributed. A lot of people were asking about why the prototype changed from the prototype to the finished book. My phone does not like the material here. Now it's focused. There we go. Originally, the slipcase was going to be die cut. The prototype had it die cut, and the title of the novel was printed in a different color than the cover itself. But Paul Suntup came to the rescue and said, hey, the prototype ended up looking terrible in person. It's a nice little Bradle bound. You can tell right there. Very nice. So we got our purple cloth cover. Like slight variations that you would get with cloth, but slight variations is totally acceptable. Oh wow, look at those end papers. This is the story of a physics professor? A professor who is knocked unconscious and awakens to a world that is not his own world. He's not married his wife. His kid does not exist. And he is a renowned physicist and genius. And it turns out that he has been transported to an alternate reality. And, well, the genius from that reality has kind of swapped places with him because he wants to have the life. It's a novel that's very much science fiction, but it's also kind of philosophical in a way, asking, like, what would you do? Would you ponder the choices you made in life or the choices you didn't make in life, such as this alternate Jason did? And how far would you go to try to change your life? And it deals with alternate realities in such a very interesting way. It's a very good read. I listened to the audiobook for this several years back, and I enjoyed it. It was actually hot off the Tale of Good Behavior, I think it was, which is a collection of completely different short stories of Blake Crouch that dealt with a thief and a burglar. I was like, hey, this Blake Crouch is a really good writer. And so I had to dive in. Jason 2. There we go. So this is signed by Blake Crouch, as well as Hilary Clarcq, as well as Andy Weir. I have number 256, because that was my number at the time. I had 127, then I jumped off the train, because it's expensive as all hell, and then I jumped back on the train when this was announced, and then I used this to get Hannibal, which is pretty cool. So 256 is my signature, is my number there, which is A-okay by me. And then you have the same end papers on the back end. Very, very nice. I gotta say, the purple looks cool. There are, like I said, 3 different colors. You got blue, purple, and green. The green is probably my favorite from the images I've seen. The green looks awesome. If you are looking for a specific color, head over to Camelot Books, because they had all 3 colors available. The blue was the original retail price. The purple and the green were $100 more. I guess they bought an allotment of books, and they got more blue than purple and green, I guess. I don't know, because you feel like they're evenly distributed. Although, I suppose one of them has to be slightly more rare than the others, because this was $350, right? This was $376, yes. The 26 don't count. Those are lettered. So 350 numbered copies. So, I mean, one of them has to technically be more rare than the others, because you can't divide 350 by 3 evenly. Unless somebody's got some weird Mod Podge of all 3 colors, in which case you have the unicorn, my friend. That would be really cool. if he did that. But I don't think he did. He being Paul Suntup. Anyways, I believe this title's entirely sold out. There are a couple numbered editions that are available on suntup.press, including the most recent title, which is the Amityville Horror. Paul has announced that they are going back to 250 numbered copies at some point in the future. There are several titles that were too far along in the process to be reduced, which is kind of a funny thing to be saying, because I think it was almost like a year ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, when he was saying you were saying the complete opposite, how there were still several titles that were still 250, but a lot of them going forward to 350. Now he's saying, hey, just kidding, guys, we're backpedaling to 250 because I have too many books in my warehouse. I don't think he said that. I didn't watch the discussion where he talked about it, but given that there are 100 copies of the Amityville Horror still available for the numbered edition alone, that is kind of why I'm assuming that he's got a lot of numbered copies left, which kind of sucks for the buyer, because my phone does not like this cloth. I apologize if this is hurting your eyes. It sucks for the buyer because it's going to be more difficult to buy books freely, like without staying on the train, as they call it, where you're buying every single title. Which is also another ironic thing, in my opinion, because Paul has said in the past that he doesn't like the idea of the train. He likes people to just buy books freely. But reducing it to 250 is going to require people to stay on the train again, and it's going to kind of help prices on the secondary, which I don't think he cares about, because he shouldn't care about. But it's going to be exciting news for you if you're selling Suntup books in the secondary market. It's exciting news for Chris Webster, because he is a seller of books on the secondary market, and if the prices go up, his cut goes up. I'm not saying that that's why. I'm just saying, it's exciting news for people selling on the secondary market. To each their own. I think it sucks because, like I said, it's harder for people to get copies of the books that they want without feeling obliged to buy all of them. But at the same time, I also understand not wanting 100 copies of each book stuck in your warehouse. Anyways, that's entirely my own opinion on the matter. I think it's very exciting news for fans regardless, because you have, on one hand, a more limited edition. But it is what it is. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Sorry for rambling there at the end, but I tend to do that. I did just unbox Hannibal Rising, and I have Hex by Thomas Ove Huvelt coming next. It actually arrives tomorrow. But I have a book review that I'm posting in between there, so, please consider liking and subscribing, and you'll get to see that Hex unboxing, and we'll see you around next time.